this movie, it relied more heavily on the CGI animation than anything in this entire movie. Now, not to say that Doctor Strange did not, but at least with Doctor Strange, there was an actual story that kind of followed with it. It was easy to follow through. You kind of knew, who the main character was, what they really wanted to get out of this movie. Everything worked out very well. But with the Green Lantern, it just kind of flew all over the place. Nobody really knew what direction it was going in. Was it going to be more like a benefit for Ryan Reynolds' character Hal? Was it going to, kind of show things? It's just one of those movies that I look at and I think to myself, I can now see why I think that Green Lantern is not as big a superhero as he should be. And I won't spoil too much, but I will say that the CGI animation kind of helped out a lot to prove my point that the Green Lantern really relies on the ring more than anything. But I will say one of the coolest things that they mentioned was why the color green. Green represents will. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I can give them that. I can give them a thumbs up on that for that great line. And they kind of, go on to explain, I think that, willpower, stuff like that. And it's really interesting to see how they kind of worked off of that. But in the end, it ultimately failed to deliver anything really special that really stood out to me. So, Green Lantern, you get it. You get at least a. I'll give you a star for that, but you just didn't really pique my interest at all. And in a side note, there was actually another Green Lantern movie that was created. I think it was either a couple years later or maybe recently, and they didn't do as well as a lot of people thought they did. I mean, they did double basically of what Green Lantern did with Ryan Reynolds. I think from the Ryan Reynolds one, it was like at least a 25%, while the animated one was at least a 50%. So they got that going for them, but it's another one of those movies where it's like, well, okay, you guys have not had a Green Lantern movie that goes above and beyond, failing. Because when I was in grade school, anything below 69 was a failing deal. So unfortunately, that is still not very good. Oh, speaking of not very good, let's move on to the movie that I saw on Sunday. The movie A Cure for Wellness. What the hell is this thing? This is like the most bizarre, the most darkest, the most intensely mind-fucking movie that I have ever seen. I mean, seriously, I did not understand anything that went on with this movie. And, right now, I can tell you right now that it's not doing very well right now. With a budget of $40 million, it only right now, as of today, and this released in February, about a couple weeks ago. There you go. And what have they reached? They have only reached $17.7 million out of their hopeful $40 million that they put into this. It just, I did not understand it. Okay, so basically a guy by the name of Lockhart is basically going in to get a executive from this wellness center and take him back to New York so that way they can do a weird little so that way they can work on a merger and stuff like that. And really Lockhart kind of evolves into this weird, I wouldn't say it even an adventure really. He just kind of comes there, meets the guy, but he's still kind of he's just like, he's kind of okay, but he's not okay. You can definitely tell that something was going on. Then there was a car accident, and Lockhart had to stick around to heal his leg. And it really evolved around something going on with the water. And since they were in the Swiss Alps, they usually have like the best kind of water around. While Lockhart is also there, he meets up with this girl, Hannah, who is a special girl there, who I guess is supposed to be like a I don't know. I don't know what age she was supposed to be. Like she was supposed to be like a 15-year-old, 16-year-old. I guess it. I don't know. It was really weird. And the weird thing is that the actress who plays Hannah, Mia Goth, is married to Shia LaBeouf. Okay, then. Moving on. So, this movie really kind of evolves and finds out that it deals a lot with eels. Not eels. Leeches. Leeches. Oh my gosh, leeches. Yeah, something about leeches, purifying the body and stuff like that. But with the water that they were drinking, the leeches were more eating them from the inside. You could definitely see there's like something going on with their bodies, and they're just really they're trying to cure the sickness that they think that they have, but they're actually more creating more problems for the bodies than anything with all of these leeches that they're taking in. And then it evolves into Lockhart and Hannah having like some kind of unspoken relationship, I guess. It gets kind of weird, and the main doctor who really favors Hannah as somebody who is special, like special circumstance or something like that. I don't know. It basically went everywhere, and then they talked about this story with Baron getting burnt, getting basically tortured or burnt or something like that because he had sex with his sister because he thought his blood was pure, I guess, and the only one that would be pure would be somebody in his family, and then the Baron had a daughter, unbeknownst to them. It was just a mind fucking movie. I hate everything. It just hurts my head even to think about this movie. You had aging people naked in this movie. There are some things that can't be unseen. There was even a point where they had Hannah going through her period. Great. Okay. There was a point where even they suggested a rape scene with Hannah and the doctor, who the doctor turned out to be Hannah's father. So he would basically be raping his daughter because she's of pure bloodlines, something, and then it turns into this weird little like Phantom of the Opera deal. And I'm not talking about the Phantom of the Opera musical. I'm talking more of the Phantom of the Opera, like the one that Robert Englund starred in, where the doctor tears off his face and you just see this like disgusting, like raunchy face where it looked like it got burnt or something. It almost looked like a brother to the Jeepers Creepers guy. It was weird. Then Hannah kills him, and Lockhart and Hannah leave, and I can't tell whether this movie is genius for the fact that it has a very different plot line, or that it's probably one of the worst movies that I've ever seen, because I could not get into this movie. It just, there comes a point where it gets so dark that you just don't know how to handle this. And I don't know how to handle this. This is a movie that A Cure for Wellness was honestly probably one of the more unsettling, uncomfortable movies that I have ever seen in my entire life. Oh my god. I just don't know how to react to this movie. There's so much in this movie that is what it is, and once you see it, it's almost like you can't unsee it. And it's this, oh my gosh. This was a movie that I would wish that I never had the chance to see. Never even got the chance to see. I'm not even going to rate this thing. I'm giving it a question mark out of 5. Because I have no idea how to even comprehend everything that went through that movie. And you even talk about the fact that it seems like it involves brain control or something. I just don't know. It's weird in a major way. Not even in a little weird way. It's in a major way, just weird. Okay, so silver lining, I'm going to be going to see Logan soon. And I am looking forward to hopefully having a better review. I will probably go out and find some good movies. Maybe I'll even talk about Hacksaw Ridge, Moonlight, a lot of the more Academy Award-winning movies, so that way I can get all of this mind-boggling, mind-fucking bullshit out of my head. Because, dear Lord, was this one of the worst movie weeks I have ever had. I need something to really clear my mind. It just... Jeez Louise. So, that is going to wrap it up for part 1. We're going to move on to part 2 in just a bit, you guys. I need to just take some time, gather my thoughts, and forget that this week, mainly, most of the movies that I've seen, forget that they've ever happened and get them out of my mind. So, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. And, yeah, don't see any of those movies, because you'll probably be wasting a lot of money and your time. So, see you guys in a bit.